What are the best smartphones in the world? Right now? It's a big question. But today we've got some answers. Welcome to Usefultooths YouTube channel. In this video we are going to talk about top 10 best mobile phones in the world. So before starting this video, please like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Number 10. Galaxy S20, and this is pretty much the compact phone I've been asking for years. It's got the latest everything, fastest chipset, RAM, storage, the camera, this is quintessential Samsung. And the screen is in the top 5 displays on a phone right now with Quad HD plus AMOLED 120Hz panel, and the battery is great if you get the Snapdragon version. And that's the one caveat, if you're in a region like the UK or India where Samsung serves the Exynos version, battery life falls from great to pretty good. Alternatively, iPhone 11 Pro. And I mean, I could sit here comparing the specs and the features, but this really boils down to the question, do you want an iPhone? Or do you want an Android? If you're open to either, I would say try the Galaxy S20. It's got 5 grams and the 120Hz display will make it feel faster. But rest assured, if you go for the iPhone 11 Pro, it's up there too. Now I generally try to stay away from recommending older phones, because they're just going to become outdated faster. Great screen, and this just feels like it was made for upon incredibly comfortable. Told. Number 9. Xiaomi Black Shark 3 Pro, somehow even more outlandish, we're talking a 7.1-inch Quad HD plus 90 Hz. Amarilla display, a phone with a 5000 mAh battery, a 65-watt charger and dedicated trigger buttons that hide themselves when they're not in use. I remember when I first found out about the existence of this phone. And it took me a grand total of a minute to scrap the video I was currently working on and focus all my efforts on getting this and reviewing it. And I can confirm it's a pleasure to use as well, providing, it fits in your hand. But at this point, I should clarify that technically any of these flagship phones can play games just fine. Buying a gaming phone is for people who are happy to take a bit of a hit in the camera department, for starters, and be people who play games either competitively or just for long periods of time. Otherwise, you might not even see the benefits at all. You'll just be that person who holds a TV to their ear to make a phone call. I've had a few people ask me, should I save a bit of money and buy an older gaming firm? Like, let's say the Aussies Orgy Fan 2. And the answer is probably not the way I see it. They're a bit redundant. You'd get better performance if you bought just the cheapest current phone with the latest chip, even if it didn't have all those things. But okay, my main problem with gaming phones, the reason I don't use one, is that they tend to sacrifice on photography. But if you did want to take great photos, if for you your smartphone is just as much about its camera as it is about connecting you with people. Number 8. Huawei P40 Pro is the best photography experience I've had on a phone, as long as you're okay with the fact that there are no Google services pre-built on this phone. If, for example, you're perfectly happy with Huawei, his own app gallery, or if you're a bit of a tinkerer, and he wants to try and sideload Google, then this is an awesome bit of hardware with good battery life too. But I mean, you can get good battery life from any of these phones I put on my top list. But what if you wanted great? What if you wanted to wake up in the morning, download 10 movies, spend the entire day watching them, and then finish that off with a session of gaming? Well, there's 2 great options: iPhone 11 Pro Max and Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra. Again, the Snapdragon version. They're both seriously expensive and just big phones, but as far as phones with massive batteries are concerned, there's still 2 of the more balanced offerings. Let me be clear, you can get phones with bigger batteries in these too, but good smartphone experience is all about balance. What you don't want is a mediocre smartphone with power bank taped to its back. On the subject of iPhones though, and I thought long and hard about whether or not I should include this, but I decided it's important to have an affordable iPhone category, and this sounds like a pretty strange idea. But here's the thing. If there was one undisputable smartphone king at each price point, my job would be pretty easy. All I need to do is to just find out how much someone was willing to pay and then be like, okay, this is the best phone you can get with that. And the one I see the most is I need it to be an iPhone. I have a lot of people I know personally who don't ask which phone should I buy. They ask which iPhone should I buy because they want Apple features like FaceTime and iMessage, etc. Number 7. Xiaomi Mi 10 Pro. As I'm aware, this is the most expensive mainstream phone they've ever made. And for some context, the Mi Pro last year was like $600. This is $1,000. But before that you get pretty much just insane specs across the board. So to give you an idea, you've got Snapdragon 865,108 megapixel quad camera setup. You've got a 4,500 mAh battery with an insane 65-watt charger included in the box, 5 grams, dual speakers, everything, plus it's all wrapped in something I really appreciate on phones, a soft touch matte finish. It does miss out on an official IP rating, which is kind of confusing considering the massive price hike over the last generation, but I don't think that alone should stop you considering this phone. Number 6. OnePlus 8 Pro. OnePlus rolled out its new 2020 phones with the OnePlus 8 and OnePlus 8 Pro, both compatible with 5G networks. T-Mobile carries the OnePlus 8 while Verizon has a unique version with 5G mmWave support. This latest OnePlus flagship offers extremely responsive performance with its 90Hz and 120Hz displays, fast UFS 3.0 internal storage, generous RAM, and the latest Qualcomm Snapdragon 865 processor. The phones are lovely with Interstellar Glow, Glacial Green, and other color options available. There are a couple of different RAM and internal storage options for each phone. With the size and battery capacity differences between the OnePlus 8 and 8 Pro, we also find some differences in cameras, display refresh rate, and wireless charging functionality. Number 5. Samsung Galaxy Note 10 out of 10 Plus. With the release of the Note 20 devices, the Note 10 is available at reduced prices while still offering plenty for the mobile worker. The Samsung Galaxy Note 9 sat on top of our 10 best smartphone list for much of the past year and was at the top of this list earlier this year. While the headphone jack is gone, everything else has been improved on the 2019 version of the Galaxy Note. The Note 10 is now offered in 2 variants, with the presence of a micro SD card slot, display size, and battery capacity being the prime differentiators. The Galaxy Note 10 Plus is an excellent enterprise smartphone with a Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 processor, massive amounts of RAM, fast internal storage, micro SD card expansion, capable rear quad camera system, and much more. The Samsung Galaxy Note 10 has a link to the Windows button in the Quick Controls area along with support for the latest version of DeX. Extending it to an external monitor with Samsung DeX is quick and easy, while also providing a full-functioning desktop experience. The additional capability to charge up other devices and gear, such as the Galaxy Buds, via wireless technology on the back of the Note 10 is convenient for road warriors. Note 10, starting with 8GB of RAM and 256GB of internal storage, starts at $949.99, while the Note 10 Plus with 12GB of RAM and 256GB internal storage starts at $1,099.99. There are also increased RAM and storage options for both devices, but the default base models offer ample RAM and storage for most users. The Note 10 Plus is available now from Samsung and all carriers. T-Mobile also has a 5G variant, priced at $1,299.99. Number 4. Google Pixel 4a. Following last year's release of a couple of mid-level devices, Google recently launched the Google Pixel 4a. This year we do not see two models, one larger than the other, as Google went with a single device approach. Google will also be releasing a new Pixel 5 model soon too. The Pixel 4a is powered by a Qualcomm Snapdragon 730G processor with 5.81-inch display, 12.2MP rear camera, 8MP front camera, 6GB of RAM, 128GB of internal storage, stereo speakers, and 3140 mAh battery. This is targeted to the masses, and with Google's stunning camera software it is a tough phone to beat at the low $349 price. There is only one color option, black, so your choices are limited to carrier, unlocked, or Google Fi service. Number 3. Apple iPhone 11. While this list starts with the most powerful, and expensive, phones available, ZDNet's Jason Cipriani was right in stating that the Apple iPhone 11 is probably the best phone for most people. We typically see Apple keep prices the same, or increase them, each year, but with the iPhone 11, we actually saw a price drop of $50. Unlike the terrible decision to launch the iPhone 11 Pro Max with 64GB and then charge a massive premium to upgrade to the next level of 256GB, Apple lets iPhone 11 buyers go from 64GB to 128GB for just $50. Thus, the iPhone 11 with 128GB is an excellent option for most people. The iPhone 11 has a size between the 11 Pro and 11 Pro Max with long battery life, capable processor, several color options, and rear dual camera setup. The iPhone 11 has an ultra-wide angle and standard rear cameras but doesn't have the 2x telephoto zoom lens found on the other new iPhone 11 models. The iPhone 11 starts at $699 for 64GB with the 128GB model priced at $749. 6 colors are available, so there is one to appeal to everyone. Number 2. LG V60 ThinQ 5G. The LG V60 ThinQ 5G is available from T-Mobile, AT&T, and Verizon. It's only available in the US from one of these wireless carriers, but it may appear as an unlocked model on Amazon in the future. This latest LG V series device continues to focus on video creation with a triple rear camera system, 8K video recording, 4 microphones, ASMR and voice bokeh audio technology, and advanced camera software. It's also powered by a massive 5000 mAh battery with a 1080p display, so it is sure to help you capture hours of video content. The LG V60 ThinQ 5G is composed of 2 pieces of Gorilla Glass 5 with a metal frame and is certified for shock resistance to mil STD 810G. LG's new phone has a 6.8-inch OLED panel, Qualcomm Snapdragon 865, 8GB of RAM, 128GB of internal storage with a micro SD card, and 5G. A dual screen cover is included for the $900 price and gives you a large platform for serious productivity. Along with 5G and a focus on video capture, the LG V60 continues LG's tradition of audio excellence with a 3.5mm audio port with quad DAC support and stereo speakers. It sounds great through the speakers, but the wired headphone experience is even better. It's one of the last phones remaining with a 3.5mm audio port, so audiophiles are sure to be pleased. Number 1. Apple iPhone SE 2020. Apple isn't known for making affordable phones, but the iPhone SE is a perfect option for those who want an iPhone experience without paying high prices. As a person who primarily uses Android phones, it is also a great option as a second phone for those times you want to use iOS. The iPhone SE is smaller than nearly all other modern phones and looks like an iPhone 8 on the outside. However, it is the inside that matters here with the Apple Bionic A13 processor, high IP67 dust, water-resistant rating, and very capable 12-megapixel camera. You won't find a budget Android phone with all of these features at this price, and it's wonderful to see Apple offering up such a solid affordable option at this time. Apple iPhone fans will still likely want an iPhone 11 or something greater, but this is a great option for a first iPhone and one for those who just don't want to give up on a Touch ID button. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go. Thanks.